there, everyone. Welcome to LBR Share Success. I am Nancy Martinez. I am the director of the Independent Retail Florist Customer Channel and Marketing here at Lembush Roses. And today we have Rhoda Paurus from St. Cloud Floral. And we're super excited to have her. Thanks for coming, Rhoda.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and to all you out there, I apologize for my lack of video visibility. There's always some kind of technical difficulty, but I think it's better for you to hear me right now than to see me. And if the magic of our IT person happens during this episode, you'll have me both ways. So, anyways, welcome. And if you are, this is a reoccurring webinar, right? This is a peer-to-peer discussion. We focus on best practices, driving sales, profitability, and you get all this great information from other people within your industry, your peers. So we're super excited about this program and its continued success. If you've missed previous webinars and you want to see them, just hop on over to our YouTube. We have a playlist and it has a link, a private link, so you may have to ask your salesperson for that one. So as a housekeeping, if you have any questions during this at all, I will be the monitor of our chat room. There's a chat button at the bottom. Feel free to field any questions at any time. And with that, I'm just going to tee it up to you, Rhoda. And if you could just kind of give us a little background or story on your business and how and why floral.
Oh, well, how and why floral, I think, goes back a really long time. I remember being really little and taking my change in my hand and walking the 3 blocks downtown to the flower shop to buy my mom something. And that had to be like, first grade or something. So I'm not sure, it was just always in my head that that's what I wanted to do. And after high school, I went to Hennepin Tech when they still had a program. So I moved from Cold Spring, is where I'm originally from, and moved down to Brooklyn Park and went to Hennepin Tech for the year-long program that I was there, which I had to use the calculator before to figure it out, but it's been 37 years that I've been in the industry, which is just shocking to me.
That's super awesome.
That I've been there that long. So I have worked in smaller retail shops. I spent some years in mass market as a lead designer, and went back to retail because I just missed the small shop environment. And I think it's been about 15 years, I think, that I started at St. Cloud Floral. And back in 2009, the gentleman that owned the shop died unexpectedly, and his wife wanted to sell the business. So I bought it back in 2011. And so it'll be one more year and it'll be 10 years that we've owned it. I can't believe that.
Congratulations.
So, and the big thing for us, most recently, it's already been 3 years for this too, but we moved our business from downtown St. Cloud to a different space, not in downtown, a bigger space. We have close to 7,000 square feet. So we've got a much bigger
dream for a lot of florists.
What was that?
That's a dream for a lot of.
I know. We are really spoiled. I see some people's pictures on social media in their work areas, and I thought, oh boy, we would have a hard time like sizing back down to work in a space like that. We've gotten but it seems like every holiday time there's still not enough space to get everything done. So
Yeah,
that's kind of a nutshell. St. Cloud Floral, the other part I did forget is that it's, as you can see on my logo there, it's been around since 1912.
wow, that's
So
awesome. Ah, thanks for that introduction
yeah.
of you. And with that, I'm going to introduce our host of today, our education coordinator, Sandy Schreck. Welcome, Sandy. And
Hi
why
there,
don't
everyone.
you take it from here, and I'll do my chiming in.
That sounds good. So I have a little bit of a frog voice today, but we'll get through this. And so I'm really excited. I've known Rhoda for a long time. We've been in the industry similar amount of time, you know, and I'm just like, where's that credibility? I just say over 20 years now, that's enough.
I don't tell everybody it's that long.
Yeah. When you have to use a calculator, it's like, it's scary. But so one of the things Rhoda's told me that in the last 2 months, her sales have been up over 25%. And that is just amazing. So what are you doing to generate some of that? And what's happening out there right now?
We have always been a store that's done a lot of funeral work. And so once funerals opened back up for us, we've stayed really busy. I think given the opportunity to stay open for deliveries, which thank you again to everybody at Len Bush for helping us with that, because it was definitely our savior. We've, in the last month, we've had to bring on a second full-time driver because we have so many deliveries. And I think that's the key. People are not, and they're not supposed to be, out and about and in your store and coming to check things out. And so they're either calling for delivery, and either that they're using the website. And so it's the delivery has really saved us through this.
Yeah, so your website is generating a lot of sales too. I know that you've been with Bloom Nation kind of right from the beginning, about 5 years. But let's just take a look at that and talk through some of the things that you're doing to kind of really take control of the website and control of your profitability along with your website sales.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll pull up your website here. And so you can see, you know, really up to date and a different look. And so Rhoda, tell me about you creating your own recipes and your specials.
We, you know, long before when I do my Christmas shopping, which usually starts in January, we're picking out the containers that we want to use, because if we're going to put it on the website, we want to make sure that we've got, you know, we'll buy 36 or more of a certain container, because you don't want to go through the work of doing the description and the piece and selling out of 6 containers. And so starting from the bottom up with the containers. And so the containers have all come in. And so as soon as we could, which was Monday, we started with, I have this container I want to work with, and building the recipe and making sure that our labor and everything is in there. So it's not like a Teleflora cookie cutter arrangement. They replicate, or it's really our look that we're putting out there. And it's very, very seldom do we do a one-sided bouquet, because that's just against, I think everything needs to be seen from all around. And so that's important to us. So all our bouquets are designed that way. And it's all costed out, so we do make money on it. The other thing that and I'm not sure if you want me to talk about this, Sandy, but the other thing that that we have found that works for us is when we're doing our website bouquets, is that we make sure that we're not just doing the regular priced one. We're also designing the deluxe version and the premium version. And we have gotten so that we put them all on the website separately. So if you look, Christmas Tradition right there, that's the $65 version. And then if you keep scrolling, there's the deluxe version. And I have not gotten the premium version on there yet. Because what we have found since the pandemic, since early summer, is that people are ordering higher ticket price items, either by phone or by website. But it's that maybe they're not spending as much as they typically would. And so even the driver commented last month and said, why are the bouquets so much bigger than they used to be? And it's people are spending more. And so we want to make sure that we have the opportunity for them to buy that higher ticket item, not just the baseline one.
And I'm going to just chime in here for a second. And I mean, that's just smart marketing and brilliant. And if anybody ever has a low, medium to high price points, and you'll see it in a lot of anywhere you shop, people are going to gravitate at least to the medium, because they're going to be like, well, maybe I can't spend the high, but I don't want to be at the low end. And so they hone in, and all of a sudden you're making another $10, $15 on this sale that, like you said, if you would have only offered the one version, they wouldn't have been given that choice.
Well, and Nancy, it's also helpful because it's adding another piece to our website without having to do a whole new bouquet and description and stuff. So it looks different than the other one, but it's adding another picture to our library without having to do as much work.
Yeah.
So just delving into a little bit more on the recipes so everybody understands, you start with your container.
Yeah.
And then you've established a look for St. Cloud Floral that you train your employees on and make sure that it looks like St. Cloud Floral. And you have staffing that you really work with to keep that look consistent, like in your funeral work, your sympathy work, that it stands out from other people's work. And sorry, I'm zooming here, but I just want to get back up. So we'll look just quickly at your sympathy gallery. So I think this is another interesting way to sell. Sorry, I got off track. On the recipes though, we go back. So you create a 3-ring binder, and you have the recipe of exactly what goes in it, what vase goes in it. The shelf is labeled with the vase for the item, and then you set up a production schedule that we're going to make. So if you plan 36, you're going to make 24 of these on whatever day. And then then on your website, you have the capability to be able to move those pictures around. So if you have some items that you have some left that you want to push on your website, you're able to move those to the top to kind of really have control of that.
Yes. And if we're getting down to where we just have a couple containers left, we disable it. Sometimes we're able to just leave the description and stuff and use the recipe, put it in a new container, take a picture, and then we're able to put it back up again. So it's so nice to be able to have the control over that ourselves.
Yeah.
To be able to quick take a picture. You know, Sandy's seen before at holiday time when we're we've got 5 buckets of lilies, which really is never true.
Yeah.
That we need to get rid of. So we make a design up, and you know, a half hour later it's live on the website that we can start selling it. So
All right, so you take your own pictures and let's take a look at what that looks like. And so if people can recognize
Ta-da!
this, ta-da, right? So tell us
So
about this.
I usually have to sweep some of Tammy's stuff away from we call this the photo studio right here. And I just get down on the floor and take my picture, and then I do a little editing with it. But the thing that we have really learned, and that keeps your website looking professional and consistent, is to use a consistent background when you're doing it. We try to always do this same spot, so that you don't page through our website and you see 4 different backgrounds popping up. You want those to stay consistent.
Nice.
And you went away from just the plain white background because you wanted it to be more of a home decor look, correct?
Yep. We wanted it to look more like it would look in your home or wherever you're delivering it to. It also keeps it so that it's our background and it's our coloring, and it stands out a little bit. If someone's going from local website to local website, chances are they're going to have a wire service website, and they've all got white backgrounds. Yeah. And so ours is to try to give it a little more customized background that stands out from everybody else.
And Rhoda, what type of equipment do you use to take your photo?
I bought a Nikon camera from Costco. It was a couple $100, but well worth the investment. And then I gave Sandy the name of the app that I use to edit the pictures. The one that you see on your screen now, the picture on the left is just the picture I took. Mm-hmm. And then the picture on the right is after I've edited it, and mainly I'm cropping it down. I add a little bit of darkness around the edge so that it stands out. Yeah. And I also blur the edge just a little bit. And that's pretty much it. So that but it's got a more finished look than just taking the picture.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's those little details that you've gotten very efficient at.
Yep.
In using a simple app, and all of a sudden, bam, you got a really nice professional look. Excellent.
Yeah. So that app that she's using is Snapseed.
I love that app. I can attest to that app. It's super easy. It's free, and yeah. Why
someday maybe I'll have a Photoshop brain, but right now I don't, and so
I don't think you need one. I think you're doing great.
You know, that one is so simple to use, and it does take a little getting used to, but it's so worth the extra couple minutes to get your photos looking more professional.
Yeah. Nice job.
Okay. So then once you have your photos and your recipes and production plans, then we have the website. So we're just going to do a little bit of a tour on the website. Go back to that. And, oops, wrong one. There we go. So have the home screen, and that was the one we were looking at originally, where you can see the variety of materials, kind of her look that she has. But the interesting part that I think on it, rather than in sympathy that they have specific designs that look like everybody else, we have a gallery there, and so they're not priced, and so it's more customized work, and it's obviously different than what you're going to see on other websites. And so tell us how you use that, Rhoda.
Well, because if you take a look, like the picture that's in the middle right now has the tulips in it and the forsythia, which are not available year round. But we wanted people to be able to see the type of work that we can create. And so people will call, I'm looking at your sympathy gallery. So then we can talk to them about those images and say, we can do that piece, but we're going to maybe use curly willow and something else in place of what's not in season right now, which we do have sympathy images on our website that they can buy, but it's the stuff that we know we have in the cooler all the time, where the gallery is going to show us a little bit more about our work and some of the things we can do.
And so, yeah, you've also have a wedding gallery, which I have up here right now. The other thing about each one of these images is that they're enabled, that they're pinnable. So you're targeting brides and they're pinning things on their Pinterest board. So you have things on your website that are going to drive people to Pinterest, and from Pinterest back to your website. So you really have that traffic happening.
Mm-hmm. You know, Sandy, the other thing that we did, sorry about the phone, but the other thing that we did this summer is that we put on, if you go to occasions.
Sure.
And there should be a wedding category down at the bottom.
Yep.
We went through the work of putting on, there's supposed to be another page. I don't know if they've even gotten it up yet, but like an a la carte wedding for those people that were doing a quick turnaround elopement, or, you know, oh, look at that. It's got a Christmas centerpiece in it. That's nice. Somebody that called and said, I'm the maid of honor in a wedding for Saturday. This was Friday morning. She said the flowers she bought on Etsy were horrible and she was crying last night. So I went on your website and saw that you can do a bridesmaid for $75 and a bride for $150. And she said, can I just order those for tomorrow? Which I never would have gotten that if we hadn't have just gone ahead and put those on there.
Yeah.
So the short turnaround time right now has really, we've had to adapt and make changes and be there in ways that we never thought we would before. So yeah. I think that's what's kept us in the forefront of people's minds too.
Well, and the other thing is your social media. So we have lots of things happening on your social media. So we just want to take a look at that. So here's her Facebook page. And so you can see a little bit inside her store. But so you can see on Cyber Monday, not only the description is here, but the hot link is here. That's going to take you right to their website, right to buying that gift card. So those are some of the things that she's doing for those one-click conversions of customers. You know, they're the Amazon generation where, you know, 3 clicks is too many.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you can tell that when you look at the analytics on the website too, that a lot of these sales are happening in 3 minutes or under. You know, that's how fast they want to be able to do it.
Yeah, so adding those hot links on is a perfect way to be able to improve the efficiency of, you know, not having to have them search somewhere else to go to the website. But so another thing that you're doing is you actually hired a SEO firm that is doing 20 posts a month for you. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, it's a local company. I had tried a couple different companies. One of them was a floral SEO company out of like Florida or something like that. And they did an okay job, but I decided that I needed to go with somebody local so that I could have a little bit more hands-on and somebody that I could trust and work with and that knew our business and knew our style. And so that's gone really well. It's not inexpensive, but it's worth it because they were doing those 20 posts a month and doing all the research and everything on it when I don't have time to get to that. I wish I did, but I don't. Yeah. And so I try to fill in with a little more customized, a little more personal posts when I can, but the main thing, it's up to them to do that posting for us. So that what I have time to put in is just extra on it. But
And you,
it's definitely been worth it, I think, Sandy, because
yeah,
it directs them to our website. Anybody that has been sitting idle through this pandemic, where people are sitting at home or not working as much, they're online. They're doing everything online, and if you weren't keeping your face out there, I think you probably fell behind
yeah.
during
I
that
mean,
time.
that's one of the things that you said, that they and they look at it through a little bit different eyes.
Yeah,
So some things that they post, you might not think to post right now. One example you used was, plants are hot right now, but you're in Christmas mode,
yeah,
and they're going to post something else, and that's based on their research of what's trending right now.
correct.
So it's a good way to invest your money, to be able to know that you have that kind of in your back pocket, that those posts are happening, and you don't have to wake up in the middle of the night and think, oh my God, I didn't do a Facebook post
Yeah,
today.
exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
But so yeah, it does look like we're doing similar posts on Instagram
Yep.
as on Facebook. So not all the same ones. Here, hang on here. And so, oh, that's not your Instagram. Here's your Instagram. And so some of the similar posts, but also like just understated branding on
Hmm.
here, where you've got kind of your color ranges that you use in your logo and stuff, and just pulling flowers. So not only about selling, some soft sell and some educational. So that blend of marketing.
Hmm.
And I like on your gift card too, you have a basic, deluxe, and premium option there. Again, it's just, you're leading people to make bigger purchases.
hmm
It's good.
and there's always the people that don't have the $50 to spend on it. So I wanna be able to make things available to everybody that's shopping. But along that same line, I wanted to mention about our website too, is that we don't put, it's my choice not to have anything under $42.99 on our website. Part of that is because of the delivery. We just, especially now that we're up to 2 drivers, we don't have time to run to Clearwater from St. Cloud with a $20 vase. And so we've
Good point.
chosen to make $42.99 the lowest price that we'll keep on our website. So
Yeah, but you're seeing increases. And the other change that actually happened on your website that is kind of very encouraging for the employees was the addition of the tip field. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
well, that was very exciting. That was something that Bloom Nation started midsummer, and you can choose to opt in or out. But there's times when you talk to people on the phone and they say, "We'll include a $10 tip for the driver." So the driver will get a tip from time to time. But they added the tip category at the end of checkout on our website, and it's a percentage of, or they can just type in an amount. But we have been blown away by the amount of tips that people are leaving. It's kind of, I kind of looked at it as, during this time, if I were to go somewhere, I would tip the server or the person helping me more now than I would have a year ago. And I think we're seeing that too, because the tips, the tips for October, I haven't figured out November's yet, but in October, we took the tips, and we're not running it through each individual person's, because then we'd have to take taxes out for them. We're taking the tax off the top at the shop, taking that money and dividing it by the 9 employees. And it's been an average of $150 per person for each
That's
month
amazing.
since we've had the tips. And it's like I've said before, before this, I could count on one hand the amount of tips I've gotten since I've been a florist. So,
Right.
so the fact that everybody, it's been really awesome for everybody. It's really exciting when we come around with the little tip envelopes for
Yeah.
them. So,
Oh, fun.
yeah,
Right. And you're giving the person the option to show their gratitude
yeah,
for you being open, for you being able to service them and service the people that they want
yeah.
to give flowers to. That's
Yep,
awesome.
they've been very generous. It's pretty awesome.
So one other thing that I know that you're doing is still keeping up with your networking. So you work with the chamber and belong to some other networking groups, and that's how you got connected with that local SEO company
Yep.
that you're partnering with. But tell us about the importance of networking.
Well, the networking group that I choose to be in is BNI, the business networking, and we meet once a week. And it is you can only have like 3 absences in 6 months, so it's definitely. But the 20 people in my group, they're out there doing networking for me. And that's another thing on top of the social media, because we still continue to advertise on radio, but that's the only other advertising that we're doing besides the social media. So to stay in the forefront of people's minds, people that I wouldn't think of, we got an order yesterday it was a referral from the mechanic that's in my group, that I probably wouldn't have gotten a referral from him unless, but he has gone, because he orders flowers for his waiting room every other week.
Okay.
And so people see and say, "Where'd you get your flowers from?" And so it's a referral for us. But it's the networking thing. It's a commitment, but you have to look at it as a building your business commitment. It's building the relationships with people in the community.
Right. And you said, you have a specific purpose in mind. And one example is you using your virtual background with your logo. Is what you use for that networking meetings right now. And it just is like a soft sell, like just a reminder, like I'm here in Cloud Floral, and I'm part of your business community and I appreciate your support. So,
Yep.
So then when we talk about what are your biggest challenges, and the biggest challenge you got is keeping up, huh?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I'm not sure where everybody else has been at with it, but it's been, when I refigured my numbers this afternoon, it was November was up 35%, which
Wow.
and considering that we had, people that had to be quarantined during that time, and someone was off for bereavement, and it's been a wild ride the last couple of months. So, but we'll take it. Never know what January is going to be like.
Right.
So,
no, well, the other thing is that you're not sitting back and waiting for the business. You said right from the beginning, you started off with going after the business, staying out there on social media, staying out there active with your networking group, and just continuing to drive all of those things. And, and then you reap the rewards.
Yeah. Yeah, it really has paid off to stay on top of it, even when it gets really busy. If it's something that I can do at night, while I maybe put my feet up and have a cocktail, that I work on, at least putting a couple posts out there, or, a special we have coming up, and we still have continued to do our $5 Friday too, which, we have a lot of people, we usually do between 30 and 50 pieces for $5 Friday, which is something I work with my salesperson on. we buy something for $2.50 and sell it for $5. But it's getting people in the store, and it's getting them used to buying flowers, and we have repeat customers with that. But it's also the customers. It's, you know, by far not our biggest moneymaker, but it's the they know and they're comfortable coming in, so that when they do need funeral flowers, or if they do need anniversary flowers or whatever, we're who they're going to think about at that time.
And is that a gift item or a floral item, Rhoda?
Nope, it's whatever my salesperson is long on Thursday afternoon. So sometimes it's a little 4-inch plant. Sometimes we're maybe buying the consumer lilies and splitting them up, or
Okay.
sometimes it's, last week it was white buttons that we actually put some glitter on, so they were like little snowball moms.
Sweet.
Give them a cute name and out the door they go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
So
great.
just keep coming in.
Well, thanks so much, Rhoda, for sharing all of your
Yeah.
success, and we really appreciate you being here today. And I see Lisa from Wyzetta from Candlelight just said that she ended up with 200 per employee in November for tips
Nice.
too. So yeah.
Nice. We haven't gotten to November yet.
It is only December.
Haven't
2nd,
either.
so you get a break.
Gotta have something to look forward to mid-month.
Yeah, really appreciate you. You have a really solid, good business sense, and we thank you for sharing that gift.
Yeah,
to
thank
your
you for
peers.
inviting me. It was good.
Yeah, just to see what you're doing, and just sometimes it's just that little attention to detail, like what you're doing with your website, what you're doing with your photos. All that seems to be really making a difference. Your customers are gleaning to what you're doing, and it shows in your success. 35% in October. That's in November.
November.
October. Yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy good. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and good for you for embracing our situation and saying, I'm going to do it. You know, we're going to get through this, and we're going to do good stuff, and you have. So that's great. And Rhoda, as a thank you gift from Bush Roses, we were going to send you a fun mystery floral box of goodies that Sandy will pick out for you. So luckily it's Sandy and not me picking it out. So you know it's gonna, she knows what she's doing, and she's gonna pick out some.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you for sure.
Yeah.
So, and then our next LBR Share Success is going to be Wednesday, December 16th. And we are going to be doing kind of a Valentine roundup and talk about some of the things that are happening in the industry for Valentine's, and some planning practices and things like that. So look for that. Yeah,
and just to piggyback on that, we're going to have someone from each of our categories. So purchase flowers, or Bush Roses grown, purchase plants, supplies, all sharing insights and maybe some really good tips on how to plan and how to manage your Valentine's as well. So it's going to be some good insider information for you.
Good.
All right. So thanks everybody for attending, and we appreciate your support. And then this will be up on the playlist. The link is in the chat, but it's the same link for the playlist. And make sure and check out the LBR Floral community. Lots of good idea generation happening there. And we appreciate your support and your business and helping support us. So thanks from Bush Roses, and hope you have a great holiday season.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.